With a crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd, the slugger rounds the bases, jumping with joy, as his teammates await him at home plate. This is an example of a walk-off home run in the major leagues, which is probably the most exciting play in all of sports. Today, I'm going to inform you about the ins and outs of Major League Baseball. I will do this by informing you about the history of Major League Baseball, the rules of Major League Baseball, and also some interesting facts that you probably need to know about the sport. First, we're going to start with the history. ThePeoplesHistory.com says that Major League Baseball started before 1870 in Cincinnati, Ohio. The first Major League team was the Cincinnati Red Stockings. In 1870, they were moved to Boston by their manager, and the league was expanded to 8 teams. Each player on every team was paid about $1,400 per season, which is around $30,000 in this year's money. That's not a whole lot, but it was a short season, so the players got by. In 1903, the league was combined with the National League and the American League to create the Major Leagues as we know it today. Now that you know a little bit about the history, we're going to move on to the rules. According to the official rulebook of Major League Baseball provided by MajorLeagueBaseball.com, there are rules containing everything that you could possibly imagine about the sport. There are rules about the size of the fields, how many players you have per team, the uniforms they have to wear, and all sorts of stuff like that. For example, the fields have to be at least 250 feet deep in all fair territory, which is kind of a weird distance for me, but I guess it makes sense since they are grown men and they can kind of hit the ball a long ways. The players all have to match uniforms, which is kind of a given. You're not going to wear uniforms that don't match. And also, they play a 162-game season, which is officiated by the umpiring crew, and the rules actually give a specific way for the games to have to start. The official crew chief has to say play ball before the game can actually officially start, which seems a little tedious, but it's kind of unique to the game. And finally, we're going to move on to some interesting facts that are kind of neat to know about Major League Baseball. First, there are 2 leagues, the American League and the National League. Each league is divided into 15 teams, giving us a total of 30 teams in the major leagues. This is divided into divisions among each league. There are 3 divisions in each league, giving each division 5 teams. On every team, there are 25 players. The manager can decide how he wants to split up his team. A lot of managers will pick 13 pitchers and 12 infielders, but it's really up to the manager on how he wants to control his team. The only difference between the 2 leagues is that the American League has the designated hitter, and the National League doesn't have that position. In the American League, the designated hitter is the position that hits for the pitcher, which allows for more offense, and a lot of people prefer that because they don't have to watch the pitcher strike out every time he comes to the plate. So now that you know a little bit about the major leagues, I hope that you tend to like the sport a little bit more. I'm going to recap the fact that Major Leagues was started in 1870, or before 1870, by the Cincinnati Red Stockings. The rules are pretty unique and I think kind of hilarious in some instances. And the Major Leagues is divided into 2 divisions, which are the American League and National League.